Hey guys, welcome to another video. We've got testimonial time and we've got Saqib here who's gonna talk to us about his journey towards health. And it's an incredible journey, and really inspired by his story. So let's start off with basically what was your life like before, and how did you find out about me and my brother, and how we help people.
Yeah. Well, anyway, how you doing, Shawiz? I hope you're well. Hope the family's well. Hope your little one, Shakul's Reese, is good as well.
Yeah.
Basically, what it was, I mean, my life before colitis. I mean, I've been training most of my life. I'm 40 years old. I've been training most of my life. Going through that phase, I was a very active person. I'm a very, very active person. And what happened was, I think this time in last year January, that's when I started getting. January was like last year January. I was in my peak of my condition. I was in great shape, physically, mentally, spiritually. I was all in good shape. And then all of a sudden, I think in January, I started going to the bathroom a lot. I sort of ignored it. Didn't really think anything of it. Started to see blood in my stools and stuff like that. And I was worried and not worried at the same time as well. I thought, okay, it'll go away, basically. So that's what it was. I was just that kind of person that I would just carry on and fight as normal. I wouldn't anything that happened to me or whatever. I just shoot forward. This was just myself. And then I trained for a little while. I carried on training for a little while, and then basically what started happening, that every time I needed to break wind, I had to go to the bathroom. So I couldn't hold it. I had to go to the bathroom. So anytime I had to break wind, and I thought, okay, now there's something seriously wrong with me. So anyway, I went to the doctors, gave them stool samples and what have you, everything you can name, blood samples, stool samples. Doctors done so many tests and everything, right? And they couldn't find anything back. They were asking me, they started asking me stuff like, listen, do you get tired? No. Are you lethargic? I went, no. They go, are you losing weight? I went, no. They were like asking me, I think they were trying to rule out cancer because of that, and they're trying to rule out cancer. And I go, look, and they couldn't pinpoint it because I was still going strong as an ox. And they were going, okay. So it got to a point, I go, listen, the doctors were like up and down, and I go, listen, I know there's something wrong with me. And they were giving me pills and stuff like that. Nothing was working. I go, look, you need to do something because I don't know, something's seriously wrong. I know something's seriously wrong with me because I know my own body. So anyway, they sent me off to, they gave me an appointment to one of our hospitals in the UK, Queen Elizabeth. And they gave me about, I think it was in January I went to them, and then they gave me an appointment like in May. And I sort of flipped. I was like, and the condition was getting severe because I was going to the toilet more and more and more and more. And I was bleeding constantly. And I told them, I go, look here, I go, are you waiting for me? Are you waiting for the problem to get worse before you send me earlier? So I was arguing with them on a regular basis. I go, look, you need to push it forward. And eventually they didn't, I can't even say they pushed it forward. They put it at the end of April.
Right.
So basically they shot me down there. I went to the hospital, and they went for a colonoscopy. And just to let you know, it was the worst experience of my life. I'm gonna say that, right? When somebody says go for a colonoscopy, I'm telling you straight, I'll never go for a colonoscopy again. That's how bad it was. And right, anyway, I went in there. They've come in, and obviously they make you sign papers that, listen, just in case anything happens, make sure, hey, you sign this paper, yeah? I didn't realize what was going to happen. So anyway, went inside, put my gown and everything on. They go, okay, you ready? And obviously colonoscopy happened, and I'll tell you what, it was like I told you, it was the worst experience of my life. I was like disorientated, and my heart rate was just hitting through the roof. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Yeah,
it was not a nice thing, man. And as he's done what he's done his camera and everything. As soon as he goes, oh, you got colitis. Now I'm half dazed. I'm like disorientated. Yeah, he's telling me I've got colitis.
Yeah.
So everything I've come out. he's come out and he goes, "You got colitis." Now there's me thinking, "Oh, what the hell is colitis?"
Mm.
Never heard of it. Never ever heard of it. They've come out. I've got dressed and everything, and the nurse comes out and she goes, "Oh, you've got sorry. How was the experience?" I go, "That was the worst experience of my life." She goes, "It's not that bad." I go, "What are you talking about?" I go, "You never had that." I go, "You never had a camera out."
Yeah,
I did.
yeah.
What are you talking about? So anyway, I go, "Look, tell me what colitis is. What is colitis?" And she's like, "Oh, it's in." And this is basic. She goes, "It's basically incurable, but it's manageable with medication." I'm not lying to you, man. Shamiz, my mind and my heart just split in half. Literally split there. Now you got to understand, a guy who's a physically fit guy all his life, from the age of 15, yeah, somebody's telling you you're going to be on medication for the rest of your life. And I was like, "What?" And she goes, yeah, but you can eat what you want, but you take these pills and you'll be fine. And me, I was just in super shock, bro. Absolute super shock. So they've given me everything. I've come out of the friggin' hospital. The lady's given me all the leaflets and pamphlets and what have you. I've come out. I've come home. Spoke to my family about it, and you know, I'm really like, they've really, you know, I'm really stressed. I'm really stressed, man, bro. You know, mentally started getting to me because I didn't know anything at that time. And you know, because as soon as I said it's incurable, and I was like, nah. You know, I was fighting with my own self. I said, there goes where, you know, I thought, you know, my training and everything, you know, I had to stop training, you know, because I stopped training for a year, and something that you love doing, you know, I'm very, very passionate about. By the grace of God, I'm very passionate about it because he's given me something that I enjoy. I've not been good at anything, but training, I love. It's just something that I've had for years and years. So I told my family and everything. So for the next couple of months, I started basically just trying to get on with it and trying to find out things. I started going on YouTube, started going on the internet, started Googling and, you know, colitis, because I wouldn't accept it. I thought, nah, man, it can't not be incurable. So I started seeing videos before I even came to yours. I was looking at videos, colitis, it's curable, this, that, do this, do that. And then I found one guy who was, I can't remember his name. He was on YouTube. And he goes, "I basically have celery juice and this and that." And I'm like, "Okay." And he goes, "I had colitis." And I found this book, Crohn's and Healing and stuff like that. He wasn't really super clear, but it was along those lines. And then basically, I go, "Okay, I'm going to try celery juice." So I started trying that stuff. Yeah, it was working. It was not working, but it was getting there in the beginning. But I still didn't know what was going on. Things were still happening, you know, whatever. Then I think I found I was YouTubing and colitis, and I found your video. Your video came on there, and your journey. I started looking into your colitis thing, and I was like, "Okay." So popped it on there, looked at this guy, and I thought, "Okay, right." So I looked at your video, and I was gobsmacked. I was super gobsmacked because, you know, okay, I went through this. I mean, my illness came in January. I got rid of it. I got rid of it in a very short span of time. And basically, when I seen Shamiz's video, and I seen him, and I seen the state this geezer went through, and I thought, I got mine's nothing. I go, this guy's went through some shit, and I go, mine is nothing. You know what I mean? So I started watching more of your videos, and I started watching more. It was you I was drawn to more than Shakul. You know, I was drawn to you a lot more than Shakul, because obviously you were the guy who actually had colitis. So obviously I didn't know nothing still about colitis. I didn't know nothing about it. And then obviously
you got in touch with us, and I guess you watch my videos and go, "Oh, obviously I do it for free consultation, right?"
Yeah. And obviously that I thought, you know what, I done my fast. I kept 26 fasts. By the grace of God, I kept 26 fasts. I got through it because the day I never kept a fast was the worst, because when I was eating, it was the worst day. I remember I had meat once all night. I remember Mrs. I thought it was meat. I thought meat was the problem, and so and the spices and all that. So what my missus did on that one of the nights, she made meat but without all the spices. One of the worst nights of my life. I was going about 30 times in the night. I went easy, every second. And anyway, I started looking at your videos and all that, and I thought, you know what, Ramadan finished, and I thought, you know what, I've got nothing else to lose. I'm gonna try with these guys, and I hit Shakul's Shamiz's free survey, hit that. I had a little brief conversation with him and this and that, and I thought he was talking about it. So I thought, you know what, I joined up with him. I go, listen, I just want to know. I go, this is exactly what I said to Shamiz. When I joined with him, I go, Shamiz, all I want to know is what are the two, there was many of fruits. I go, what are the two best fruits that will cure this illness, get it down? And he goes to me, bananas and papayas. That's all he said to me. He goes, there's other fruits, but he goes, these are the two main ones. I went, okay. So I said, I even remember the words. I go, Shamiz, do you reckon I'll get better for December? And Shamiz goes to me, he goes, bro, if you keep yourself consistent and keep going as hardcore, boom, 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 you'll deal with it. So I went, okay, man. I went safe, no problem. So in June, July, I started, man. I left everything apart. I mean, people, I'll be honest with you, yeah. People think about, money, this and that. There's nothing more valuable than your health, right? And I'm a believer in that from the start, even before I got colitis. I love my health. Anything. If you ain't got your health, you ain't got shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
right.
simple. Yeah, you ain't got shit. And I'm being completely raw. There's people out there, I want to get money, I want to go this, I want to do that. F the money. Because, if you ain't got your health, you ain't doing shit. It affects everything. Spiritually, mentally, physically, everything affects everything. And that's what it was. I didn't care. So I joined Shamiz's program, joined his program. And all I said to Shamiz, I go, all I want from you, Shamiz, is just support. I go, I want your support. Whenever I need you, I want to just phone you to tell you what my body and the changes are going through. I go, that's what I need you there for. I go, you just tell me the fruit and the fruits and stuff. And the diet, I composed it up together, and then I just made Shamiz to go over it, basically say, look, this is what I'm doing. And this was my diet from day one, from to clear it. And my diet was basically, I was on I had a liter of water in the morning, and I was having celery juice first thing in the morning. And then I was having 20 bananas spaced throughout the day. I was making smoothies, and I was making papaya smoothies as well. And then I was having soup. Shamiz had his soups on healing soup. I made them. I made steamed potatoes. This is what I had for straight 4 months. Honest to God, I missed out on my nephew's wedding. I missed out on my niece's wedding. I was literally, and I was still working at the time as well. Because the job I work, if you don't work, you don't get paid. But and this is what it was. And I was still working because Shamiz told me, he goes, the more you rest, the more you recover. And it was true. I mean, what I did, because I'm a part-time driver, it was sort of okay, but I dealt with it through it. But for 4 straight months, that's exactly what I did every single day. I was sick of bananas in the first 4 days. To be honest, I was sick of bananas in the first 4 days. But people were just watching me, and I swear I soldiered it out by the grace of God. And I can only thank God for giving me that willpower, for giving me that strength. And I can only thank for that Allah directed me. God directed me towards these guys, because He just made it another sort of God might close one door for you, but He'll open another door for you.
Definitely.
That's exactly what it does.
I can tell you guys that Saqib honestly did everything he was told. Okay, he didn't complain one bit. And let me just tell you a little bit about him for one. And before colitis, he has been doing things so religiously, and he's so onto it that's what got him through this process. That's what got him through this. And if you don't have the mindset to get through this, it's make or break, isn't it? It's now or never. And
it's this illness is all about mind. If your mind, I mean, by the grace of God, I'm a sort of a militant person anyway, doing things, right? My training sort of helped me for that, because everything I do, I'm pretty militant in it. And even when it came to this, I thought, I'm going to knock it out. I don't care. I go, even if it takes me 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, I don't care. I go, you know what? And Shamiz's words were in my mind. Suffer it for short term instead of your life long term. I thought, you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. I go, I don't care. I'm going to struggle. I go, everybody's around me. They're eating, they're this, they're that, they're this, they're that. And I thought, you know what? Don't matter. Inshallah, I'll be there. I'll be there tomorrow. It's just about, curing your gut. And this is exactly what Shamiz says it's about. And remember, look, I'm going to say this wholeheartedly. I was a meat eater. I'm a guy that I train. I was eating meat 5 times a day. I was eating 90 eggs a week. Yeah, because when you train, that's your source of protein. You know what I mean? That's your source of protein. That's exactly what it is. And you take somebody that you can't eat meat, dairy, and eggs no more, and especially a trainer, that's like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You cut off. And because you've been trained in your mind that meat, yeah, right? meat is a good source. It's a source of protein, but since I've moved away from meat, there are the sources, and you can do it. I mean, I've gained the same sort of weight, getting back. I mean, I've sent Shamil's videos, so you know, I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh yes, no, I'm just saying it because Shamil's. No, it's none of that. I don't give any bullshit. Yeah, I'm giving you straight up. And I was a guy, very like reluctant to like even join up Shamiz and stuff like that, because I'm a guy like that. But then, you know, when I joined, I was like, this is amazing. I go, why didn't I do this January instead of July? And those are his words. He goes, I guarantee you'll probably say, why didn't I do it 6 months ago? Because I've seen a lot of his videos where people say that I should have joined up 6 months ago, and this is what it is. And that's the gist of it. It's a mind game.
It is. It's a mind game.
If you're not prepared to go, even now, look, I've stopped eating meat, I've stopped eating dairy, and I've stopped eating it, and I've replaced everything. Soya, almond milk, stuff like that. People are not saying you can replace it. Even I have vegan mints and stuff like that. I do that. That's my personal choice because I work out. I work out a lot as well. But everything's plant-based. I don't touch meat. I don't touch eggs. I don't touch dairy. Right? It's not, you know, it's just the way it is. And I haven't felt, you know, I felt so much better. You know, I felt so great. I'm still gaining everything nice and slowly. I started training back properly Wednesday last week.
Nice.
Everything, you know, wrote everything down, nutrition-wise and all that. I've done everything, you know.
You're a champion for sure, mate. And let's just take it back a little bit. Let's go visit the detox period again.
Yeah.
So just talk about your experience when you were going through
the detox.
Yeah, the detox. So just what you experienced. So your symptoms and how hard it was at times and how you got through it.
Even when Shamiz told me, he goes, when you go on the diet, he goes, obviously your symptoms are going to be like this, up and down, and they will obviously for sure, because you know all that good stuff, that nutritious stuff that you're going to get is going to play havoc with your body, because obviously it's new to your system. So cleansing in it, so you don't know. And he was right. I was going through it. Obviously going to the toilet regularly and stuff like that. But like you say, it's a mind game. And I kept constantly looking at the toilet. Every time I'd go, is it going down? Is it going down? The blood. I kept, you get that mindset because obviously you're in that frame of mind. But even in I remember I was at work and I've had a few moments where I've had incidents. But by the grace of God, God's sort of covered me up, man. And I've luckily not in front of anybody, and I've got away with it. And I had a really bad experience going through it, up and down. But all I kept in my mind, it's gonna go through. And anybody who joins this, you gotta remember, you may be, you're gonna experience it. It's like taking something good in your body. Your body's not gonna get used to it. Your body's gonna think, whoa, what's happening here? What's this stuff? What's going on here? That's exactly what happens. Your body's got to get used to it. You got to ease your body into it. And once it's there, I mean, I remember when I started it, my blood was loads and loads of blood. And then obviously throughout the month, boom, month number 3, 2, month number 2, 3, boom, 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 it started coming. And then I started in July. I started in the program in July, and by the grace of God, November was literally when I sort of, everything sort of finished. And I used to say to Shamiz, I go, the best thing that I'm going to wait for is so I can break wind, because I couldn't break wind on my own. And that was, I'm not lying to you people, I'm not lying to you, it was the best feeling, but not breaking wind for 10, 11 months, and then you do it after properly, after that much time. You couldn't put a price on it. I don't care. You couldn't put a price on it.
For sure. And what about the bowel movements as well? I think one time you said to me, "This is the best bowel movement I've ever had in my life."
Yeah. Oh, obviously, every time I was going, it wasn't it
wasn't uncomfortable.
More than uncomfortable, and it wasn't there. And then I remember when I had the first good, excellent bowel movement, I thought, "Oh man, this is brilliant." It felt so relaxing and nice, and everything, no force, no nothing. And it was brilliant. There's nothing else I can say. There's nothing else, to convince anybody to say, oh, this or that. I know, because Shamiz, I know what kind of person I am. I know what kind of person I was. And, I didn't think I would ever go through anything like this. And the amount of people I've met who have this illness is amazing. And then I always tell them, say, look, there's a way out of it if you put your mindset to it. But the amount of people I've met, people just don't have the mindset for it. I don't know why, but if your health doesn't motivate you, I don't know what does. You know what I
Correct.
mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what will motivate you if your health don't motivate you. You know what I mean?
Well, I
So
think this is the thing with a lot of people is that they can't give up a lot of things that taste good, and you've proven to those people that someone that's coming from this culture, this background of
yeah,
eating curry and lots of
yeah, yeah,
meat, and I understand exactly what you have been through, and for you
yeah.
to be able to tell yourself that no, look, I want to be with my kids, I want to be healthy and fit and be the best I can for my family. That's what
I
motivates
mean,
you.
yeah. I mean, I want to tell you something about this illness, yeah. And I tell you what, it affected me in every single way. And this is real talk here, and I'm telling you this is real talk here. It affected me in such a way, yeah. I didn't want my kids near me. I didn't want my family near me. I didn't want anybody touching me. Right? It affected me that bad. And I'm being totally serious. I became I'm not an aggressive person. I'm not an aggressive person. This illness made me aggressive. Right? This illness. This is how bad this affected me. I was so weak. I was at. I'll tell you what. I was at a stage in my life, yeah, where I've never been this weak in my life. Now you got to understand that I've been a strong person from day one.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're physically, spiritually, mentally weak, I've never been like that. Physically, I was totally weak and mentally, but I always used to. There was times I was like, I was praying, and
You
I go,
believed. You believed.
my belief system was like my belief system. I kept my faith was strong. My faith was strong. Just mentally and physically, I was weak. And I always said, I go, and I even when I first started in with Shamiz before these guys, I had my faith. I thought that was it for me. To be honest with you, I thought my ticket was up. I thought that's it, mate. I think God's calling you back. So I think it's your time up. You're up, mate. That's it. You're finished. But my faith in God was still there. But mentally and physically, I was feeling it. I never felt so weak because when you got physically, like, you could get 5 or 4-year-olds who could probably push you over. That's how weak I was. I'm not even joking. I'm not even lying. And I couldn't stand. It was so hard for me because I couldn't even. My kids, my little one, she was about 2, I think, at the time last year. She was 2 years old, and I couldn't, like, every time she'd come near me, I said, "Oh, no, don't jump on me, don't jump on me." I tried to keep them at a distance from me because I was so fragile. I'm a missus. She, bless her, she seen it in me, and she goes, I've never seen my husband, because I work out. My missus, she's not bothered, that I work out and how I look. But when I got affected with colitis and I had to detox and everything, it hit her because she was like, yo, he's look. I've never known my husband like that. Even my son, I remember one day I was sitting down on the sofa, and Shamiz had lost so much weight on my arms, really thin, and my son, he looked at his mum and he's like, Dad's gone really skinny, look at his arms and stuff like that. And it affected them in a way as well, seeing me. But all I had in my mind, I go, inshallah, I'm going to get through it. And God gave me, like I said, God gave me that mindset. And even now till today, I go, look, I'm a fighter till the end. And I go, regardless, I go, that's how I am. I
That's
go,
right.
in everything I do.
That's right.
Everything I do.
That's why I was just even so much more inspired by your story, man. Because for you to pick yourself up from those situations where your kids were around you, and you were like, oh my God, like, how can I get better? And for you to pick yourself up and go, I can do this. I got this. That was the turning point, man. Because you did it. You're doing it for your family. You're doing it for your well-being. And that many people can't get through it, because of this. And that's why, as you talked about, the mindset. It's just
The mindset.
the mind has such a massive role to play, and you did an epic job on that.
Yeah. I mean, this is what Shabizz says. Your mind. If you're gonna feed your mind negative shit, then your body's gonna go shit.
That's right.
It is what it is. That's the reality of it.
But talk about after you finished and what your life was like after and the experience that you had.
I'll tell you about the doctors. Yeah, they gave me mesazaline. That's what they gave me. Yeah, And what happened, I found when I was taking Mazazoline, I was going to the bathroom a lot more as well, because it's a side effect of it as well. Side effects makes you go to the bathroom more. And I only took the medication. This is a quote here. I only took the medication for about 4 weeks, yeah? 4 weeks, yeah? After that, no medication. After that, I hit this journey. Shamir's like, bless him, he tries to make people transaction into the diet. I go, you don't have to make me transaction. I don't care. I'll do it straight away. And I hit it on the head straight away. So anyway, I remember the doctor, I said to my missus, I go, what I'll do? I went to a specialist first. I went to a specialist, asked him, I go, look, I asked him about the medication. I go, look, you're a specialist. I want to know what exactly does it do. Now, people quote, this is a quote from the doctor, yeah? Listen up very, very carefully, yeah? Listen, right? I go, what does it do? And you know, and this is as a specialist, and he says to me, I'm not sure. So I was shocked. This guy's a specialist, yeah? And he goes, I go, you're not sure what that does, but you want to give it to me, right? He goes, oh, no. What I'm saying is, it's been proven since 1920, blah, 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 that this does this, it suppresses this, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, okay. I went, all right. Straight away there, I was a bit like, okay. Even when I come out, sorry, and I missed another bit. I've got so much to freaking say. I missed another bit. Because I was suffering, my colon was damaged so bad. This is how useless the doctors are, yeah? This is how useless the doctors are. Because my colon was damaged so bad, my eyes start to get inflamed. Really, really bad. It's connected with your colon. Because my colon was stressed out so bad. My eyes start to get really badly inflamed. It got to such a point, Shamiz, I couldn't even touch my eye. Oh, wow. It was super red. As I went to the doctor, asked myself, I went to the doctor because I was going there on a regular basis, and I go, look, you know, my eye's gone red. I go, has it got anything to do with my colon? Bless this one girl doctor. She goes, you know, it might have. She sent me to the eye doctor. They told me that, yeah, it's connected to your thingy. And I was having severe back pains. You got to realize, you know, when you this is what happens, you see, the colon's so damaged and everything else starts getting damaged left, right, and center. And then my back was so inflamed. I remember one time I went to the doctor, I was telling them, look, I go, my back is really, really hurting. And they were like, okay, take these painkillers. I said, look, yeah, I don't want painkillers. I go, I don't want to cover the pain. I want to know what the source of the pain is.
What's the solution?
Don't give me painkillers. You know what I mean? So that's the doctors, sorry. And then that's what it was. And when I obviously came out the doctors and all that, my doctors tried to scare me because I said to them, I go, you know, I'm not going to take the medication because it's making me worse. And I even explained that to the doctors, and their only solution was, well, up the dosage and make it a bit of a better dosage for you. But their solution was just give you higher dosages. So, and they tried to scare me. They go, look, man, you got an ulcer. If your ulcer blows, we're going to have to cut your stomach open. We're going to have to do this and this and that. And they was trying to scare me more. And then that was in that Ramadan time before I joined Smith. I made a decision. I thought, you know what? If anything happens to me, I don't care. I ain't taking this medication. Simple as. And they gave me like a whole bag of medication, a massive bag of medication. And I didn't take it. And then, because my goal was when I joined Shamiz, I said, Shamiz, and these were my words. I go, do you reckon I'll get better before December? And he goes, yeah. He goes, look, if you stay on it consistently, you will. Because I got a meeting in December with the specialist doctor. Because I want to go there with my head held high, chest out, and say, yeah, you know, the bullshit you were giving me, I know where I would have ended up. You know what I mean? And I remember I walked into the hospital, bro, and everybody sitting in the waiting room, colitis, Crohn's, and I could see the look on their faces, bro. I'm not lying to you. That face I had a year ago, and I was looking at them, and I could see, man, they were like, you know, they were stressed, depressed. You know, honestly, it was so bad. I thought, you know what? And I was there, was all like smiling away. You know, I was like the only one sitting there, smiling away. And I wanted to say to these people, and I've got a meeting in December as well. I'll tell you when I walked into the thingy, took a bag of medication, and get this, people, yeah. Sorry, you know, I get this, people, yeah. When I went in there, before I seen the doctor, a nurse seen me, and I go, look, here's a bag of medication I got for you. It's a full bag. I go, here you go. She goes, oh, you didn't take the medication. I went, no. She was a Chinese woman, yeah. And I went, yeah, no, right? Because, you know, Chinese and stuff, they're into herbalists and things like this, all this kind of stuff. They're not, I don't know if they're massive meat eaters or not. And I go, yeah, I didn't take the medication. And I go, I became a vegan. I stopped eating meat, dairy. You know, she looked at me, she goes, you know what? You know, that's a very good thing. You know, you don't, I go, yeah. And she was like, she was smiling at me, looking at me eye to eye, thinking, you know what? You know, this guy's sort of, you know. And I've walked into the doctor's office. and I've given them a medication. He goes, "Oh, you didn't take the medication?" I went, "No." And I go, "I found another route. I found another route." I go, "I gave up meat." I gave up meat. I found a group that I worked with. I go, "Bless them." I go, "By the grace of God, I found them." And I go, I worked with them, and I fixed my problem. I go, so it's going in the factory, the healing phase. And doctors, being doctors as you know they are, I can't even blame them. It's their textbook. They've been taught that. Obviously, they're going to push it onto you. I can't even blame them because it's what it is. And I was trying to explain to him and show him. I go, "Look, this is my progress." And he was not. It looked like to me he wasn't even interested. To be honest with you, it looked like to me he wasn't interested. And he basically goes, "Oh, if you can sustain what you're doing." And I go, "Listen, yeah, I can sustain what I'm doing." I go, "No, don't worry. I can sustain what I'm doing. Don't worry about it." I go, "Here's your medication. I'm going." And the guy's like, "Oh, look, even after all of what I've explained to him, this is what I mean, people. Don't get it in your head that medication is everything, yeah? Even what I've explained to him, the doctor's saying to me, I think you should take this medication." I was just looked at the guy, I think, have you been listening to what I've been saying to you? And I walked out of the door. He goes, "Can I keep you on the books? Can I see you next year?" I go, "You know what? I was going to say, I even said to him that I wasn't going to even come to this meeting, but I just came just to tell you. But I go, I'll tell you what, call me after a year." And he's actually put me on the book for next year, December. I can't wait to go back there, inshallah. I can't wait to go back there and give him a few home truths, yeah? And I walked out, took the bag, went into the hospital chemist. I go, "Hey," I go, where'd you give this medication from?" I go, "It's about 4 months supply of medication." They go, I gave it to them. I walked out of there, and I haven't looked back since. And giving up me, getting back to my life, alhamdulillah, by the grace of God, getting back to my life. You know, I can't thank God enough. I can't thank God for pushing, for bringing Shamiz and his illness into my life. Because this is a straight point for me. If Shamiz wasn't out there and he didn't make his videos, if he didn't make his videos, I probably would have gone down the same route. A lot of people say to me, like, you know, you had a very short time. I go, "Look, but I wasn't prepared to live with it." I go, "The hell with it." I go, "I wasn't prepared to live with it." I'm sorry. I go, when people are telling me they've had it for 5 years, I got a friend of mine, he's had it for 8 years. Another guy got in touch with me, he's had it for 15 years. And when I tell him, they were like, I go, "Well, I'm not prepared to live with it. I'm sorry."
You were strong, mate. You were strong, and that was what led you to get out of the situation that you were in. Again, guys, listen to this guy speak. Listen to his story, because you know there's so many people out there struggling, and you don't have to struggle, right? That's why you're here talking to me, because you don't have to struggle.
You know what the issue is? You know what the issue is? I look at it like this here, bro, and I told you before, man. You can't put a price on health. Look, people, I'm going to tell you straight up, yeah? I'm a personal trainer. I was a personal trainer. I'm not going to give you my knowledge for free, right? This is point blank, yeah? This is point blank. I've gone out there. I've done all the hard work. I've gone through everything, the courses and all that. For you to come up to me and say, "Give me free advice," yeah? Yeah, I can give you a certain amount of free advice. I can give you a certain bit of free advice. But then obviously, I go, just as you're willing to pay for a new car, a telly, this and that, you spend. Don't put a price on your health, right? I'm not giving you a sales pitch here. You don't have to commit anything to Shamiz, what he's saying to you. You don't even have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to me, right? But I know where I am, where I was, and where I am today. And hopefully, when Shamiz shows you everything of where I was and what I was, and now where I'm getting back to, still going, because I ain't finished with myself yet. And I've told Shamiz this, and I will keep in touch with Shamiz, and I will be sending him stuff of my progress, right? You'll probably understand. Don't sit there and think, "I don't know, it's this, it's too much, or this or that." You can't put a price on health, because once your health goes, like I say it again, I know I sound like a parrot, yeah, but you know, once your health goes, you ain't got shit. I'm sorry, that's exactly how it is. And when people say to me, the people do say to me, they go like, "Oh, you done this course," and they go, "Oh, you should." I go, "Listen, yeah." I go, "Oh, there's one thing I can say to you," and I go, "I don't wish this illness upon you, but when you're in that person, when you're in those shoes in it, when you're in that mode, when you're in that place, then come and tell me and ask me." I'll go, "And how you are," and stuff like that. I go, "Then come and ask me." I'll go, "Some people are weak. They just haven't. They're not weak. They just haven't got the mindset, right?" And I go, same thing in your training, because when I started back training, I thought, that's it. I done 1 day. I thought, you're finished. There's no way you're getting back. You're finished, mate. That's it. Your days are numbered.
The hard work, determination.
Yeah, your days are numbered, mate. You know, from a guy, I'm not a very relatively big guy, but I'm a physically fit guy, and you know, I've done a lot of good weights in my time, and I thought, yeah, you know, I didn't think I'd be able to lift all that stuff again. No way. I thought that's it, you're finished. But no, it's a mental game, and it's a alhamdulillah, I've got back to what I've got back to, and I'm getting back to it. There's a lot more to come here. Like I say to you, I'm not pitching you anything here. It's entirely up to you. It's entirely up to you. You know, what you want to do, but if you want to get out of this illness, yeah, you do need support. You can't. You know, even if it's just that support that somebody's there that you're talking to, because even when I was going through it, with Shamiz, I was like, I would ring him up, say, look, my body's going through this. Yep, that's fine. Don't worry about it. That's what exactly goes through. Okay, wait another couple of weeks. Okay, yeah, I've seen another change. Shamiz, this is happening. Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. That's supposed to happen. Body's detoxing, blah. And it was just that. It was even for 10, 15 minutes. That's all I wanted, Shamiz. For 10, 15 minutes, I was like, you know, 10, 15 minutes. And I was okay. I was fine. I just had that contact with Shamiz, that support, because he knew exactly what I was going through, because he'd been through it himself, and he knew exactly what I was going through. And for me, from everything else, the support from my family was a big thing for me. The support from my friends, you know, everybody, my loved ones all around me, they gave me great support. They didn't pressure me into anything. They left me alone. They knew he was going through something. They left me alone. Yeah, when my friends used to come and see me, they were shocked. They were really shocked. But everybody understood, man. The amount of love and support I got was amazing. It was brilliant, because you need that. You need support. And my wife, I can't thank anybody enough more than my wife, because the way she stuck by me, the way she stuck, you know, me going through this, and it was hard on her to see. How can you say, like an alpha male, yeah? Her strong man turning into literally the weakest guy she's probably ever seen. He couldn't even hardly support himself physically. You know what I mean? Yeah, but you know, she was my rock, man. She was my rock. You know, she stood by me all through it. She was right there, getting my carrots, my cabbage, celery, always stocking up my fridge, stocking it up. You know. Always stocking up. You got your celery, you got your cabbage, you got this, you got that, you got your bananas. Bless her, going out there, getting my boxes of bananas. You know, I remember she went to. This is the thing about when Shamiz talks to you about bananas that are ripe and they got black spots on them. She went to the shop to pick up some bananas in a box, and that guy thought they were bad because they were black spotted. So he gave them a very cheap discount, which is really brilliant, right? Because he thought they were bad. Obviously, spotted bananas are very, very sweet. You know, they're very, very sweet. And
best for smoothies,
yeah, wicked for smoothies, man, and that's what it was. But you know,
any last words, bro? Just talk about to someone that's out there, you know, who's watching this video. What would you say to them?
The main thing here, I would say to you, I get it, I understand, that because I was one of those people looking at the videos, and you know, all these testimonials, because I've seen a lot of these testimonials, you know, and they seem great. I think one of these testimonials got me. I think it was a brother from Canada.
Yeah, right.
This guy's story hit me, because the reason he hit me, because he just I don't know, he just said to me, he goes, in that video, he said, like, basically, he goes, I went to 4 specialists. And I think he was a bald guy with glasses. I can't remember his name.
Right,
Daniel, I think it was Daniel or something like that.
Possibly, I'm not sure. But
Possibly, he's from Canada,
Yeah, right.
His video got me, because he goes, I went to 4 specialists, I went everywhere, and they didn't do this. And he goes, it was the best money I spent. He even said, if anybody joins this program and doesn't think that, it works or what have you, he goes, I'll give you your money back. He goes, I'll give you your money. He was like that. That's exactly, and that's what, you know what? I thought, you know what? The hell with it. I thought, I got to do it. And trust me, people, trust me. I'm not trying to pitch anything to you, because I'm not gaining anything from it, right? And Shamiz don't really need, let's come, because this guy has colitis and he's sitting there chilling out. Man's going biking and 20-mile bike hikes and stuff or whatever, right? It's nothing. He's not going to lose anything. And, you know, it's that simple. It's for yourself. The plainest, you want to be happy. You want to get back to your normality of life. Giving up meat, dairy, and eggs, it's not a big thing, man. It's not a sacrifice. It's not a big thing. Don't look at it as, oh my God, I can't eat this. Don't look at it like that. It's not a big thing at all. It's a very minor little thing, right? Very minor, tiny little thing for you to just get on with your life. don't, the message to people out there, if you're struggling here, you got people out here who are gonna help you. And the best thing I can tell you, the only person that's gonna understand that is who's got the illness, who's had the illness like you. The only person you're gonna have your mom, your dad, your wife, your kids, your loved ones. They're gonna give you all the sympathy and all the support you're gonna give you, but they still ain't gonna understand what you're going through. They're not gonna understand physically what you're going through, mentally what you're going through. I had mentally, I was drained, and I could understand this because Shamiz told me about his life when he had this. He actually thought of actually ending his own life because it was mine, and I could relate to him. I could relate to him because that's how it affects your mind. So what I can say to you, don't think that there's that support. You need that support. Honest to God, don't think that shit. No, it's not gonna work. Yeah, you gotta remember. Every step is hard. It's hard. It's not easy. I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh yeah, it was a piece of cake," and "Oh yeah, oh, okay." I'm sorry. If you're going to think, "Yeah, this is a great story from beginning to end." No, it wasn't. It was the toughest fucking battle of my life from beginning, and the end was the best result. The end was the best result. Yeah, the beginning was the toughest, and going through it was absolutely. And this is what Shamiz said to me. He goes, "Bro, it's not easy. It's hard." But it's all on you. You either make or break. It's that simple. It's all on you. That's the message. There's no other message to people. You wanna suffer for a little short time. Suffer a little time. You wanna suffer a lifelong time. That's entirely up to you. That's your call. If you can live with it, then you live with it. But if you want to be a fighter and think, you know what, I ain't gonna live with this. I don't want to live with this. I'm gonna do something about it. And if I need to give up this or give up that, it's not a big thing. It's not a big thing.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
You're helping yourself for the long run, man. You're
man.
You're reducing your risk of heart disease, diabetes, cancer, stroke, Alzheimer's, all those diseases by going plant-based, man. And
for sure.
It's awesome, and here you go. You heard it here first from Saqib. He's a living example of how someone has taken control of his life and hasn't succumbed to the doctors once again. And he doesn't want to take medication for the rest of his life. So that's what he's done. Yeah.
Just one thing, this experience has put me off doctors. But I'll tell you one thing, I've been because I've been on my diet. Now, look, I'm off bananas and stuff. I do eat bananas here and there. 2 juices that I do have religiously every single day. Morning, celery, cucumber, lettuce, and spinach. Blend that every morning before my breakfast. And before I go to sleep at bed at night, same juice with carrots again. Yeah. These 2 for my digestion, and everything I eat through the day is basically sweet potato. Because I train, and not only Saturday, Sundays is where I indulge in vegan-free donut, vegan-free this, vegan-free that. I do, but throughout the day, because I train, sweet potato, steamed spinach, steamed broccoli, seitan. I think it's called seitan. It's a plant-based.
Seitan.
Yeah, it's a plant-based. It's the most 100% leanest protein you got. It's got 29 grams of people. I'm telling you, there as a personal trainer, 29 grams of protein in there, of 100 grams, man. 29 grams of protein, good protein, like chicken would have, lean chicken protein, like lean chicken protein, and
it's a lot better for you because there's no cholesterol, there's no saturated fat.
There's no cholesterol in it, and like I said, this is what I have, and I still indulge in what I have. I still have biscuits. I still have flapjacks. I still enjoy it, but they're all vegan. I just always say I got milk in there. Nothing like that. They got no milk, no egg, stuff like that in there. And
you're doing fine, aren't you?
You know what I mean? I'm doing fine. It's alhamdulillah. And since I've stopped meat, dairy, and eggs, I swear my digestive system is much better. Because I used to have even before I had colitis, I was eating meat. Outside, my body looked fantastic. And Shamiz will show you, my body looked great, but I didn't know what the hell was going on inside. And I used to have problems here and there, but me being me, I just used to ignore them. And it would go away for a little while. I'll tell you what will happen. Quickly, just sorry. I used to get severe piles and hemorrhoids, and I didn't know why. I know why now. It's because I was so clogged up from eating meat and all that stuff, and obviously, because when I got colitis, the colon was damaged, and that ricochets something else to happen. Then this is what happens. You see, you got to understand when you get this illness and you don't do anything about it, everything starts ricocheting. Everything going backwards starts messing up slowly. Your eye gets affected. Your blood vessels, everything gets affected. Eventually, your body starts shutting down.
Yeah, that's
thinking,
right.
You know what? I've had enough. I've had enough. You've abused me enough. That's it. Take this. You know what I mean? I'm not having it anymore. And that's what happens. My body started shutting down, and I can only tell you by experience. It's a bad experience. But then I've been now, it's been about November. I've come off. It's been about 7-8 months. Plant-based. Back everything. I can't. By the grace of God, everything is on track.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
you know, I feel for everybody who's got it, and everybody over here who's got colitis. I've met so many people, like I've told Shamiz. I met 2 little kids, they're 6-year-olds. They got colitis. Yeah, one's had it for 4 years. The other one's just had it. My friend of mine, he got in touch with me, and I directed him straight towards Shamiz. I gave him advice. I go, listen, if you want support, I go, this is the man. This is the man. This is the geezer that you need to go and see. I go, I'm not an expert. He's an expert. I ain't an expert. This guy's an expert.
For sure.
I go, he's support, and he's sort of watch over you. It makes the journey a little bit easier. It makes that because you know someone's there who's had it. He understands what you're going through. He understands it. And for me, that was a massive thing. Mentally, it kept me strong as well. For him to be there, just to say, yeah. For me, just to explain what I'm going through there, 10, 15 minutes. Look, I'm not even telling you I was on the phone with him for hours. No, 10, 15 minutes of it. Yeah. That's it. I don't know how, because obviously Shamiz has had a lot of other clients who's basically, I don't know how long they've spoken to him, but all I needed was a 10, 15 minute. I'll just weekly I'll be sometimes at work, driving at work, and I'll be on my camera, driving at work. But yeah, Shamiz, this is what's happening. Yeah, I'm feeling fine, and blah, blah. They go, okay, yeah, no worries. And that was it. About less than 10 minutes with chat.
It's a good update. Yeah.
It's a quick update.
That's all I needed.
And that's what I'm saying. You know, when people think, yeah, you could probably go try it alone. But when you've got support, it's just that much better. Yeah. That's personally for myself. And I believe when you do have support in something you don't know about and you don't know what you're doing, then it's best to get that support. It's like going to a gym. You're going to train and you don't know what you're doing. You're going to go get an advice of somebody who knows what they're doing or eating and training. You know what? It's like that. And that's how it is, man. That's exactly what you should do. That's my message for people. You should literally don't hesitate. It's your health. Don't hesitate. Don't let things get worse because they're not going to get you better.
You know, I thank you so much for sharing your story, man, and you know, hopefully it's going to help someone out there that is struggling, because we all know how it feels to be in this disease,
man. Absolutely, man.
And it's shocking. It's not a nice feeling, you know, to be like that. No. So, you know, once again, just, you know, inshallah, thank you so much for everything, and you know, all the best for the future as well. And man,
no, thanks, man. Shamiz, I thank God for giving me like I said, for giving me the mental health, for giving me the strength. I thank God for sort of directing me into your direction, man. And like I say this to people, I said, if this brother was on here, and he never put his story up, then maybe I would have gone down the same route. Yeah. And I go, this is a very important thing in my life, that if, like I said, and I keep saying that, I go, if this Shamiz didn't put his story up about he got it, and forget me, I got it in January. I got rid of it in November. I was a determined guy, probably just as determined as Shamiz was. Yeah. But Shamiz went through a hell of a lot more harder things than I did. And that's I've seen his videos, man. And when I seen him, and this guy, you know, when he told me, when I seen that video, that's 30 kg of weight. Oh, how did you do it? Yeah. 30 kg, people, that's a lot of weight. Coming from a training perspective, that's a lot of weight. You pick that up in weight. Go and get a dumbbell, a 30 kg dumbbell, and tell me how much a 30 kg dumbbell is. To lose that much weight, it was amazing. And when I seen him, and even him, this guy was out. He told me he was on the end of it, and he said, "You know what? I'm fed up." They told him, "Listen, we're gonna cut your colon out." And Shamiz was like, "Yeah, just cut it out. I don't care. I'm so sick and tired of it." This guy was on that stage. He was like, "Cut it out. I've had enough." But look, even his story is more amazing than mine. Forget mine. His story is more amazing than mine. What this guy came back from, what this geezer came back from, that on its own is tough. If you look at his story properly, that story, mine is nothing, because I got it early. I jumped on it early. You know what I mean? I got it early and jumped on it early. And the worst thing about this story, Shamiz's story, was basically he went to the hospital for help. They screwed him up more. That's right. That was the problem. Yeah, you know, he's going there. He went there for help, but they screwed him up more. So it just goes to show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
for sure, man. For sure. Well, thanks once again, man. And I guess all the best for the future, and keep in touch. And
No, I will do, Shamish.
yeah,
I'll be
for
sending
sure.
you the rest of my progress going out through
Yeah,
the
man.
through
Yeah, no
through the
doubt,
thinking.
no doubt.
I mean,
Yeah, no doubt. He's. Let me just tell you guys, Saqib is a tank. You may not be able to see it through Skype, but he's absolute tank. He's been an Iron Man for his kids, for a lot of dress up parties and things like that.
it's only
So
local. It's only local stuff.
and
No, no words
he's
from
been
his mouth. No.
Wolverine. He's been Wolverine. He's been Iron Man, and because he's got a good body. So he's a legend, and inshallah, and may God be with you, brother. And
Amen, man. Amen, man.
amazing,
Fantastic.
amazing. All right,
Now,
well, take care.
great, man. Yeah, man. Take care, man. Shamiz. Look after yourself. Give my salams to your brother,
That's right.
your family. I hope God, I hope, inshallah, that you carry on with the work you're doing, bro, because it's helping a lot of people out there. And inshallah, people. One last thing that before I go, if you see, like I said, if you're in stress and you're hurting and you've got this illness, contact this brother. I'm telling you, contact this brother. You won't regret it. You will not regret it. You're gonna say to yourself, why didn't I join this thing a year ago, 2 years ago, 6 months ago? You will. That's a fact. That's an absolute fact. I can say that.
Awesome. All right, brother. Take care.
Shamiz, look after yourself.